There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we are talking about incorporating the element earth into your magic, which, as an earth bitch, I'm pretty thrilled about. I love me some earth magic. Like, let's be clear. Pentacles everywhere, guys. It's a thing. I have like multiple different pentacle necklaces so they can match my different outfits. Like, I am an earthbound bitch. I've talked about it before.
Yeah, I'm also an earth sign, and it's the element that I feel most connected to first, and then the second one is actually water.
Same, actually.
I wonder why. I wonder if most earth signs feel that way as well.
That makes me curious because lots of earth signs are serial killers.
Oh, I did not know that. Don't tell me that. Oh, I'm going to have anxiety.
Oh, shit.
What if I'm...
Most of them are Virgos, if that helps any. So I'm more at risk than your Cappy self, if that helps. I don't know. Yeah, like, I guess if you look up serial killers, like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, Virgo and then Pisces, or the, like...
I can see that. Both are horrible. No, I'm
Look, August Virgos or whatever.
So,
September Virgos are awesome.
It goes Gemini, the worst, Scorpio, the second, and then Pisces, the third, and then Virgo afterwards.
Hey, we're not the worst.
According to the internet.
Right? Like, somebody, because I always share like the Gemini memes, and a Gemini that I know was like, why do you hate Geminis so much? And I was like, it's not me, it's the internet. Like, the memes are there, I'm just sharing them.
The reason why I personally can't stand, I can't label all Geminis into the same category, but when I hear someone's a Gemini, I'm like, ugh. Because I knew this bitch that I was hanging out with when I first started getting into the witchy shit, into the witchy community, before I was practicing solitary. And she would be such a bitch. And then she would be like, I can't help it.
I'm a Gemini. I'm two-faced. I'm a Gemini.
Yeah, exactly. Or she talks shit. She'd be like, I'm the twin sign. I'm a Gemini. And now every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, first of all, I hate people like that anyway, who are just like, yeah.
I can't help it. I'm a Virgo. I can't help it. I'm a this.
Right. I mean, I do that with positive things. I'm very work-oriented. I'm a Capricorn. You know what I mean? But, like, as for, like, the negative aspects, I'm not like, well, I can't help it. I'm a Capricorn. You know what I mean?
I do it with the positive aspects. Granted, not everybody sees some of the Virgo aspects as positive that I do. But as a Virgo, I do see them as positive. Like, the like, being very... pragmatic, working toward goals, like, you know, that kind of stuff, like from the earth aspect. Like, I think those are good things. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, you can call me a perfectionist. I just want shit done right.
Right. I totally feel that as a Capricorn, because Capricorns are very much known for their work.
And guys, Amber's a Virgo and Maddie's a Capricorn.
Right.
If you didn't pick up on that yet.
What are you?
I don't know. Everybody always like is interested, especially in the spiritual community, of what your sign is.
Right.
Do you know your top 3?
Oh, hell no, I do not. It's too confusing. I want to, but it just confuses the shit out of me. And truth be told, I don't know what time I was born. That's the thing that stops me, is I don't know what time I was born, and I just don't want to look at my birth certificate. It's so much effort. I mean, but I do know that I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I do know what time I was born. I'm not going to say it because I'm not saying that. Like, you can look up information with what time somebody was born, including my birth chart. No thanks.
Oh, my birth chart. Yeah, so, I mean... Raj tried to do mine a little bit, but she couldn't really do it because I didn't have the information. And again, I just don't see rooting through my important stuff to find my birth certificate. I think I will eventually. Right. Is that laziness?
No, I don't care. I mean, I don't care. Like, Roz has this innate thing with astrology. She's so, like, you know, different witches have different, like, innate abilities they're really good at. She is so, like, with astrology, she gets it, she picks it up, like, no problem. She can relay the information easily. She can read a birth chart, like, no problem. She can I don't know. There's like that.
I'm
was
sorry.
My foot. It's okay. No worries.
We've been doing that all day.
Playing footsie every day on the podcast. Who was it that you said sponsor us? We were talking about dildos.
Bad Dragon.
We play footsie every day. No. But I think it's cool that the
awesome.
way she's able to.
I think it's cool how just because
I'm not drawn to it. So that was my point. Was like if you're not drawn to it, I don't think it's like silly of you to not go find that information.
Like,
you know what I mean?
And since this is a spiritual episode anyway, I just have to say, like, I think it's really cool how we're all drawn to different things. For me, it's working with herbs, and some of the things just come naturally. I don't even have to, like, really think because I've just spent so many years studying it. Other people is, like, astrology, and I don't know what else. Stones. I want to get into crystals, but damn, they're kind of expensive. That's my only stop it with that one. And I would love to get into like palm reading is very confusing to me as well. I found that if I'm not meant to do something, I can't fucking understand it. Which would go with like palm reading and not so much crystals because I can understand it. I'm just a broke ass bitch. You know what I mean?
I get that. I get that.
But
crystals are expensive. My husband and youngest daughter love them.
Most of my crystals have been gifts. Yeah. I'll say that. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. You know what I mean? But I would like to get into them. And there's another one I can't think off the top of my head. It's like, it's not palmistry, but it's like in that divination. I can't get it.
Where they read people's heads? Mm-mm. The cranium one?
No, I don't think so.
Reiki?
No, I really want to get into that one. I do.
Oh, I thought we were just naming other kind of things along those lines. I can't. I'm drawing a blank.
I want to say tea leaves, but I don't think that's it either. I don't
know, but everybody is drawn to like different things that capture their interest, and that's how they work the craft, and that's one of the beauties of the craft is you're drawn to it for a reason. Well, whatever it is that you're interested in.
Right, right. And you are unique, so your craft will be unique. Which kind of does bring us around circle to the earth magic, because a lot of earth signs, some people, myself included, until before I started getting into the craft, are drawn to a certain element without even realizing their sign. Yeah. That's how I was with Earth, and then I was like, oh shit, it makes so much sense. I'm an Earth sign.
Yeah, no, I feel that, because like I've always been drawn to pentacles hardcore, like, and when I discovered that pentacles and Earth were, pentacles represent Earth, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I feel very, in a non-offensive way, Harry Potter when I work with Earth. Oh my god. Because I'm like, I gotta keep some of your shit to yourself, Maddie. You don't want to appear like super crazy. Look, you know what I mean?
I get it, but like as a comfort thing, I literally, don't judge me, I literally, for like to comfort myself sometimes, to bring myself back from the brink of like really bad anxiety or really bad like vertigo moments where I'm thinking about my own mortality and shit, whatever. And I think about like burying myself in a nice little bed of earth and like pulling earth up over me as like a blanket and just like being enveloped in earth and just being taken care of.
I love how you say that, because I feel like some people would be like, that's a coffin.
I know.
I don't mean that shitty. I think it would trigger some other people's anxiety.
I know, but like it's funny to me because I don't want to be buried in a coffin. Like we've talked, I've told you before. Under no circumstance do I want to be buried, but at the same time, I am so connected with Earth as a thing. The idea of slipping into a bed of Earth, just slipping into a bed of Earth.
What about sand, like on the beach?
It doesn't sound as comfy because, like, if you think about, like, soft soil and it's kind of soft under your hands versus sand, which has, like, that coarse, gritty, even if it's
I'm not about to be weird, but, like, my pregnancy pica is, like, hardcore. I'm like, I need a spoonful of sand. Spoonful of dirt. I know it sounds weird. It sounds
No,
weird.
I was thinking about what could you replace a spoonful of sand with, and my brain said a spoonful of salt, and I was like, get that off your tongue.
Or sugar, and that sounds so horrible.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, I have talked to my doctor about my pica. She has, we have discussed that, so it's not horrible, but... Or...
It's fine.
It's fine.
No judgment is needed.
She
no
says,
matter what.
Well, don't eat it. But I mean, it's normal. You know what I mean? She's like, your pregnancy does like a weird thing. She's like, sometimes it can be related to like not getting the proper nutrients. But when you're taking your prenatal vitamins, that should really balance everything out. At least according to my OB. So she's like, it's weird. It literally triggers something in the brain.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of like a weird mental thing.
Yeah,
it's
like
your brain thinks you need this.
Right, but you don't need it. Yeah, it's weird. At least... That's what my doctor... my mouth is watering. Is that weird?
No, you're fine. I'm thinking about this documentary I watched on Pica, and it was about poor, like, women in, like, rural areas.
That is a thing, but
right, yeah. And I'm, like, picturing them. They really did eat, like, they went and they, like, got clay to eat. And
like, hard clay? I could see that. But, like, the like, soft clay? Ew, that's disgusting. But anyway, so
I can just feel the gritty shit in my teeth, and it's bugging me.
So my doctor was like, you probably shouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it. She's like, if you do, my problem would be, I don't think one time would hurt you. I think that you'd be like an addict and couldn't only do it one time and would continue because your brain...
It's kind of a mental thing anyway.
It's almost like an addiction type thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and once you do it once, it's going to be like, hey, remember how good that was?
Yes, that's exactly what she said. And she's like, and after so many times, she said some women like crave laundry soap. I can see that because we be in the Walmart and I'm like sniffing the shit out of Dawn. Or Gain. Oh my god, Gain, like the powdered kind. That's my shit. I haven't eaten it because I am not a Tide Pod eater. I realized as soon as I fucking said that, everybody's gonna be like, bitch.
Oh man, soap eating memories from childhood.
It's not the flavor, it's the texture. I just want to go like this.
I wasn't choosing to put soap in my mouth. It's
I want to do that.
I said something I shouldn't have and got soap in my mouth. Like, let's be clear. It wasn't a choice in childhood. It was this is punishment.
Like glue. But that's like,
oh yeah.
I never ate glue.
I never ate glue. I was not a glue eater or sniffer.
Glue. Like, I don't understand kids like that. No, I was a Germex sniffer. But who isn't?
We had those markers that smelled like grape and...
Oh my god, you get the marks on your nose?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did. Dude, my friends, when I was like 11 or 12, like in library time or something, my hair was long and straight like yours.
Right.
It was long. And they used to take it and just color different sections, different colors. Mad? Oh, yes.
Oh, my mom.
Absolutely.
So
but also my hair would kind of smell like grape and lime and shit for a while, and that was kind of fun. But yeah, I wasn't a marker to get high sniffer. It smells like grape, and I'm so amused I can't stop sniffing it.
God.
And then I have a purple mark on my big nose, and it draws more attention to my big nose.
It does remind me a little bit of like, well, I totally understand because we had pencils as well, but it does remind me of like the dumb kids, because kids are so dumb, and they'll be like, smell the Germex, it'll get you high. I don't think it actually does.
I don't know.
I think that's just alcohol. That's not drug. Or they'll be like, smell your Sharpie,
I was just about to say, if you drink it, maybe it'll get you drunk. And then I was like, oh my god, that would taste so nasty.
Bitch, I watched a whole episode of Dr. Phil about this girl who was an alcoholic, and they took away her alcohol in rehab, so she drank their sanitizer. And they were like, you drank a gallon of sanitizer in a day. They were like, you're going to kill yourself.
God damn. Like, that's nasty. Don't do that, folks. Don't do that.
I think you could probably, like, can you get drunk on mouthwash?
I don't want to answer that question, so no one can ever blame me. Because technically, I think, like, certain percentages of rubbing alcohol you can consume.
Oh, my God.
If you're an alcoholic. I think if you're not an alcoholic and you try it, it'll kill you. But I think if you're an alcoholic and your body's attuned to it, there's a certain level of rubbing alcohol that you can drink to get a fix. but I don't recommend it. I don't want to say
Vanilla
where I learned this
extract.
information, and I don't ever want to be attributed to having said you should do that ever. I don't mean that.
Oh, I'm like, are we giving out
Like,
wrong information? Because
yeah.
I was like, vanilla extract has more alcohol in it than vodka. And it's like...
Yeah. I meant the rubbing
Or not
alcohol
vodka,
thing. I was just
sorry.
saying, like, the rubbing alcohol thing. I don't want
beer.
anyone to think I'm, like, suggesting it. Don't do that.
Don't
do that.
buy... They were actually having a problem with underage kids buying
Wait, I'm just waiting to hear what this is.
vanilla extract.
Oh,
Because
shit.
you can get it's like a shooter. Like it
gross.
has more alcohol in it, not than vodka.
Wouldn't
because
that
it is
give you
vodka.
the runs?
I don't know. It gets you drunk though. It has more than wine and more than beer. It's like 75% alcohol. That's how you make vanilla
That's
extract.
why it's so expensive. Like, if you think about it, it probably costs about the same as the little alcohol shooters.
Well, in that Ina
You get the
Garden,
good kind.
right? She takes the beans or the pods and she just
You
put them
gotta
in
put it
vodka.
back. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about doing that when we get whole ones to make my own extract or
They're
something.
expensive. Like
Yeah,
the
well,
things.
Corey will be like, pick up 2 or whatever from Fox Farm when I'm there. Just so
I bet
often.
they're cheaper there. Because at
Yeah.
Walmart, it's like $12 for 2 of them.
Oh, God. Yeah,
the
it's not that much
McCormick
at Fox Farm.
containers?
Oh, no. Yeah. Go to Fox Farm. They have fresh, and they're like this long, and you can cut them open and get the seeds out of them, and then you have the husk left. Yeah, go to Fox Farm. It's way cheaper.
I will, because they're
Yeah.
way cheaper with bay leaves,
I want to
too.
say they're like $1.99 each at
Like,
Fox Farm.
bay leaves at
I'm
Walmart
not
are
quoting
like
their
4 or
prices.
5.
Please never. Yeah, but I want to say I think it was.
It's like
Where
4 or
else?
5 for bay leaves.
Oh.
Whereas Fox Farm, I can get a thing with almost double the amount for like $2.
Yeah, I believe
Buy
that.
your herbs in bulk, people.
Yeah,
That's a good
buy it from local, man.
Yes.
It's like great. Shop local.
So earth magic. Anyway,
Yeah.
I totally forgot what we were talking about.
We were gonna bring it back.
We were. We always
Yeah,
do.
we always
But anyway, feeling that connection to earth. So I
Yeah.
do have a question. Is this very again, I'm going to use the term Harry Pottery, but like some people, I don't know if some people do, but I have heard of it where like you're in a stressful situation, like you had said, and you kind of call that element to you in the sense that like, hey, earth, come help me out. Like I'm having a big problem. And then you start to like, imagine smelling the scents of earth, and then you imagine like, you know, and slowly go into that type of meditation. But like the process that really kicks it off is calling that specific element to you. Does that make sense?
It does. I really like that idea because like you can call earth to you to like experience that grounding that we go to earth for.
Or you feel in an
Because-
unsafe situation and you're like, earth, come to me, I need your protection.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like like you would do with your ancestors,
That's
I
right.
suppose, or like a deity, I suppose.
I like that. I've never thought of it like that before, but I really like that for a lot of different reasons because sometimes you want that grounding of earth, but you can't walk outside and plant your feet. So I really like the idea of calling the earth energy to you when you can't go out and really connect with it in that way.
And as witches, that is one of our gifts, is to be able to harness energy.
Yes, absolutely. Although I will say, well, I don't want to phrase it that way. I truly enjoy working with the earth element in and of itself.
Oh,
like,
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
like in groundings and meditations, like like one of my favorite meditations was a tree meditation, but I used it for cleansing, not for. You were talking about doing like grounding meditations, right?
So this is one of the first meditations I learned when I first started crafting, which is, obviously grounding, getting your roots in there, connecting with the base of the earth, whatever you think it is, and then pulling that energy up through you. It goes up through your feet, it fills your whole body, and as you cast your spell, that energy and your own releases from your hands or whatever part of your body.
Beautiful.
And so it's you and the element earth working together to kind of cast this spell and not in the same way that you would ask a deity for aid, but in and you can do that with water too. Like let's say you got your hand in the water or some
Or you're
shit.
standing in a lake or a river or the ocean.
Exactly. And it literally is your energy mixing with the elementals.
Isn't that beautiful?
To create hyper energy, I guess, to enhance your spell. And that was one of the first meditations or really ways to cast a spell that I had learned, and I really like that.
I really like that
I don't
too.
do it for every spell. I only do it for really intense spells. It's also really good when it is a really intense spell, because it helps make sure you don't use all of your own energy and end up very sick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you have to remember to release the earth energy back in, because having too much energy and having not enough energy, it's all
you're
just
imbalanced.
Yes.
And I mean, like, my first meditation was a tree meditation. It was very much the, feel yourself planted into the earth, feel your arms go up, you're the tree, you're waving, you're the leaves in the air, and like you feel yourself go further and further into the earth, like you said, all the way down to the core, and releasing all of your negative energy into the earth to be cleansed, and then taking from the earth the, the energy that it's already, because like,
so
I picture it almost like water.
From the sky, or no? Are you just...
No, just strictly like everything is occurring in the feet area.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you're casting your feet down as roots and carrying all of your negativity from your body down into the earth, so that the earth can cleanse it, just like it cleanses water, just like
absolutely.
It cleanses minerals.
It's like
herbs,
a filter, I think.
Exactly.
I just watched an Arthur episode with my son where they talked about using dirt to filter water.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly how I picture it. The energy is like water or emotions pouring out of me into the earth to be cleansed naturally by the earth. And then I take fresh energy from the earth, whether it's mine that's already been regenerated, or maybe it's mine from before that was regenerated and is now ready to come back to me all nice and squeaky clean.
So I do have a question. When you imagine your roots going to the center of the earth, what do you imagine them reaching? And this does not go with our hollow earth theory. For me, I imagine for some reason, and I imagine that this is unique to all witches, because we all have our own energy that we're connecting, the way the goddess is connecting with us. For me, it's a giant amethyst.
I love
in
that.
the center of the earth. And it's like burning and it's like hot.
Well, I picture going down, like, first you're in the layer of dirt that's got like worms and roots and everything, and then you get down and it's like the hard layer, and then there's like the crystal type of, like the really super cool shit, and then there's a layer of less cool shit as you get closer and closer to that molten core, because I cannot unlearn my science class where they told me the theory is.
Because I totally see the molten core. I just see the amethyst right in the center while it's like surrounded by flame and fire. But it can't melt because it's magic. I see it very similar. It's just, instead of just...
I was picturing, instead of the molten core, an amethyst, which is equally fucking cool.
Right.
But so
no, like this is inside
the molten core. That's equally fucking cool.
Right. So it's glittering and it's
and so of course, like, I don't ever go to the actual molten core.
Maybe the molten core is melted because the amethyst is there.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm like,
it's emitting this shit.
Yeah, it's emitting.
And the molten core is protecting us from the amethyst, and we just don't know it.
Because it's so much energy. Guys, I figured it out.
That's right.
It's so much energy that it's melting. Oh my god, yep, I see it.
Yeah,
that's
why we've got them hard-ass cores that are keeping us protected from all that energy.
Right. Maybe it's not
feeding
amethyst.
us at the same time.
Right. Maybe some people see tiger's eye, or they see quartz, or like, rose quartz, whatever. Maybe it changes for what you need. Maybe it's the crystal skull, the alien. So you don't go all the way down to the molten core.
Well, because I would get burned.
Right.
So you get down low enough to where, like, you can feel the warmth and you can draw on that warmth, but not so much so as to burn oneself, because like Icarus, there are limits.
Right.
I don't know. That's how I do when I'm in that space, that headspace. I really enjoy doing groundings with earth, whether it's that original like tree meditation that I first experienced, or whether it's like sitting with my core to the earth and just kind of imagining like my root, you know, going, and then like energy passing back and forth as I, you know, like just kind of, I'm so connected with earth. I see earth as like multiple things, because usually you think of earth as grounding and protective, right? But I also think of earth as a cleanser, because it filters water. It does act as a cleanser. It gives us new life, you know? It takes last year's dead crop and it turns it into more soil to feed next year's crop. You know what I mean? So when I'm doing groundings, it's always not just a grounding exercise, but a cleansing. And I only realized that like during this conversation when I'm like going to talk about it. Cause like I've never like made that mental connection before.
I think earth, oh no, totally. And I think earth is a great element to connect to when you're doing workings with prosperity and fertility as well. I mean, fuck, it's spring right now. You know what I mean?
1,000,000%. Yeah,
if I had to choose working with water or earth for prosperity and fertility, it's definitely going to be earth.
Right.
You know, maybe even over fire and air.
Yeah. And I mean, I might even pick earth for fidelity over water for emotion if I'm working on a relationship, like my marriage, perhaps. Like, because
and I'm like, is that because we're earth people?
That's what I'm wondering as I talk. I'm like, am I like attributing too much to earth, and is it because? But I've even said like one of my problems with this incarnation, and I do know it, is I am so earthbound that it's like I can't even let go of certain pieces for ascension, because like that would mean letting go of the here and now, kind of like family connections and things like that, because I'm so earthbound like to this incarnation. I don't want to let it go. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. It makes me wonder, like, do you think that this is your first experience on Earth?
No.
Because, like, if you're so, like, it sounds like a first experience on Earth because you want to experience it all.
I wonder if it's my first experience as a human, but I don't think so.
Maybe really as a human, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy, but I don't think so based on... But I do want to go through past life regressions. I would be really, really, really interested in, you know... But at the same time, it's like...
I'm scared, though.
I can't imagine,
I don't want to be scammed. And two, what if I find something I don't want to know? Well, that's not true. I do want to know. You know what I mean? I just... No, I don't think there's anything scary about past life things. I just
no, I would
maybe future
I just want to
life.
Find somebody that I could trust.
Well, that butterfly lady, I just saw a notification on.
Does she do past life regressions?
Yes, actually, I just saw a new notification.
I would be curious to know if anybody from our community has any experience. I would be curious. I would be curious to know.
You know, when I think water, though, I do think, like, the cleansing.
I do think of water as cleansing, like, and rain and rivers, like,
washing away everything.
But it's just, like, in this conversation, I realize from a grounding perspective, I attribute a lot of cleansing energy to earth as well, that I hadn't realized until we were talking about it. And it was just, like, one of those, like, oh, wow.
So I know I'm totally wrong, like with magical tools, like using them with the element earth. Okay, so when I think earth, I think a wand, but I'm pretty sure that's fire.
Yeah, with earth, it's, the tool is the pentacle.
Well, yeah, pentacle and stones. I know I'm wrong with feeling earth with the... But how the fuck you have fire from wand? Because I guess people are like... People are like wood because you light it on fire. But wood is earth!
How do you get air from athame? I don't get that.
I think maybe it's like the name. Or you cut into the air. You know what I mean? But if anything, I guess I would see like wand as air. Cause
me too. That's why I always get them confused in tarot when it's wands and swords. I always think wands are air and swords are fire.
But chalice for water. I mean,
oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It's a cup. But I do think wands sometimes for earth, and I know that's not accurate, but it's just the one that kind of...
But I get it from a standpoint as a very earth person. It's like the wand is how you magnify your intentions and whatever. Yes. And when you're an earth person, you draw very much on the elements of earth. And they're
mostly made from wood.
Yeah. Or sometimes crystals, or both. Right. Because I have a selenite wand that I love. It's so
speaking of stones, that's a great way to incorporate the element earth into your work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where do they come from? The earth. Which is weird because I'm looking at this right now. This is green aventurine. Uh-huh. How long did it take to make this single stone?
Right? Like, exactly. How long? Compacted earth.
Not to be weird,
but seriously, like the earth works in mysterious ways.
It's got a chip in it.
It does. It fell on the ground.
His name is Chip. But like seriously, like this crystal I'm holding in my hand is how many years old? I'm like, how long did it take to make this chip?
Oh yeah. Well, think about it. The grains of sand on the beach. How long did earth stand up to water before it went from seashell and stuff to being sand?
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know Sage Goddess.
Exact opposite. Sorry.
Right? No, I don't know if you guys know Sage Goddess. They're on Facebook. They're super big. I think they've got like millions of followers, whatever. Well, she went live and did a meditation. It was a crystal meditation. I'm so glad this popped in my head because I want to do this. She was holding a crystal in her hand. It can be whatever, a decent sized crystal. We're not talking a tumbled stone. We're talking a real stone. I don't know what it was. I think it was agate. That's how I pronounce it.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
She was like, how long, like hold the stone in your hands and think, because it was also like almost like a time regression meditation. How long did it take to create this part of the crystal? Because you know how they have like their little like different colored, different tones. Well, they were all created.
Different layers because of the way earth compresses to make
she was like, how long do you think it took to create this layer? And she was like, and how long ago? And I was just like, I didn't even think of it that way. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it's totally true.
It is. It really is. It's cool, though.
I want to say you could do that with amethyst. I guess you can. It's just you got to be careful with how it's cut. But as for the parts that are like sticking up, those aren't necessarily cut. Like even inside the stone when they cut it open, it's already
they naturally form that way.
So like holding it and rubbing it in your hands like this, how long did it take for the spikes to grow this big? And what time were the dinosaurs walking the earth when this happened? Or was it after? Or maybe even before? It was a really cool meditation. It was neat. And it part of me is like, I want to do that. I want to hold my crystal and be like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do though, because I love that. Because I mean, I do that with trees.
Oh,
I will. I walk up to trees and I'm like, "How long you been here?" Like,
it's little.
Yeah, like
that big ass tree at fucking Wildcat, dude. That shit's huge. That oak. I'm like, were you here during the Civil War? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They never really.
But I mean, like trees and stones, the same way. Like they're built in these layers. They grow in layers. Like diamonds grow under complete compression, and it's all earth. It's all earth coming out in different ways.
It's like
earth is amazing.
If I throw this rock in the river, what are the chances of anybody ever picking up that rock again?
I think that too.
Right? Like, am I going to be the
crazy.
last one? I know. I guess I don't know if that has anything to do with the earth magic, but the meditation, though, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds bomb. I'm not
even necessarily like.
I have some stones from the Garden of the Gods that I'm like, I want to do those with now.
Right. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily meditation. I guess it could be a grounding, but also just mindful thinking.
Yes, absolutely. And also practice on, connecting. You know, especially if you're working on those things, you
and
know,
sharing energies,
right, with your hands,
yes.
and how to feel the energy through your hands, because there's all sorts of exercises to be able to feel the vibrations of things,
right,
when you don't know how to yet,
right,
you know?
and
if you don't know how to and you want to learn how to, you can learn how to connect better with nature. Like, it's possible to learn. It's not. You don't just have to be born knowing how to connect with nature. There are exercises you can do, like warming up your palms and then holding something familiar and
absolutely.
get, you know, gauging the vibrations and things like that.
And then another topic before we get off here, right?
Yeah, gardening, right?
Right. Gardening and plants, and that's just like a great way to connect. Stick your hands
You're sticking your hands in the dirt. You're working the earth. You're working the earth and working the earth for the purpose of life from the earth, right?
So you're mixing your energy with the earth's energy to bring forth a physical, you know, being. And then if you live in an area like New York City or Seattle, maybe, I don't know.
Somewhere that you don't have a yard, you don't have a way you can have plants outside or garden outside.
It's so weird to me. You know, you see in New York City in pop culture, and there's no fucking trees. And there's no fucking grass.
Joe's apartment.
And then you go to fucking Central Park, and it's like, oh my god, this is grass. Like, I'm gonna touch the grass, and it's like, bro, have you never seen grass before? No.
No, we haven't. We're from New York. You know?
Right. This
to our New York listeners, we're not making fun of you.
No, I wish I lived in New York. I do. It's been my dream.
I didn't say that.
I do. It's been my dream to live in the city. But anyway, let's say you live in a place like that, or you can't get out often, you can bring the earth energy into your house with potted plants. If you're not good at keeping plants alive, because not everybody is, which is funny because we're talking about earth magic, you can also just bring different stones into the house as well.
Well, and you can work with them differently too. Like, one thing I love doing with my houseplants is I always name them, and I talk to them. I had a dumb cane that I named Roland, and then I would sing him Rollin' with the Homies, because he was named for Clueless, because he was a dumb cane, right? So, and I named him Rollin' because I love that scene where Ty's like, Rollin' with the Homies.
Oh my god! She hits her
shoe.
head.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I think somebody's shoe flew off and hit her in the head, I thought. But like, I would always, whenever I watered Roland or like sprayed him, I'd be like, Rollin' with the Homies. And that plant was so fucking happy until my husband moved it up where I couldn't reach it.
Oh my god, that's the one.
Sing.
Thanks, Corey.
I know.
Oh, sorry, I said his name, but
we say his name all the time. It's fine. We say Corey and
I do love Clueless for a different reason. I love it because it's like my favorite adaptation of Emma. It is like the names are the same in everything. Like Miss Taylor, you got Ty. You know what I mean? Like, and that one guy, what's his name? Elton. It's Mr. Elton. Fuck Elton.
That's why Elton's name is Elton.
Yeah, like
fuck Elton.
Yeah, Elton's
fucking rapist Elton bastard. You really, I feel bad for the guy that played Elton.
It's ruined. His voice.
He ruined his whole image as an actor. Like, but his voice and everything. He ruined.
It's funny though, because I think in the original Emma, correct me if I'm wrong, Elton's actually like married.
I have no clue.
He's actually married. Like, he's a dick. Or he's engaged or some shit.
But, like, also, I name my plants after the gods and the goddesses. And A, it entices me to keep them well. And B, it makes me feel like I have that much more connection with my spiritual stuff.
I have to, because if you die, then I'm get in trouble.
Look, I'm sorry, Dash Boga. You did die. You did not survive the winter, sir. Neither did Perun.
I don't mean to
Mother Mokash, she survived the winter. She did.
I mean, they know how rough the witch.
Lou, who's named after the Celtic god Lou, he's doing great. Polwit, who is a Polish god, doing great. Yeah, but Bacchus and Dionysus did not survive the winter.
Oh, and
I'm very hurt because they survived up until like we got that false spring, and then it went winter again in March.
Were they outside or inside?
They were inside.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't plan outside until after Easter, but that's just what my grandmother tells me. Yeah. She says it's bad luck to do so. Which makes sense because it fucking snowed. It snowed again.
On Friday.
That's so weird.
God dang. Yeah.
But anyway, do you guys have any ideas on how to incorporate Earth into your magic? Because I think this was a really great discussion.
Yeah,
I like
think
the
so
meditations
too.
that we talked about. I really want to do a couple of them.
Yeah, I do too. I'm excited to go connect with some Earth.
Right.
Maybe not at the moment, and I'm.
Right. I mean, maybe much needed at the moment, but unfortunately no time.
Exactly. Exactly. But tomorrow night or Thursday, which you guys will be listening to this on a Thursday. So my Thursday, not your Thursday.
Right.
I hope to I hope to get a little grounding time in. I need some. It was nice to go spend some time in the yard.
The spray works well. Yeah, but it's not a replacement.
That's correct. That's right. You need some time with the earth, but I think we went outside today. We did. We enjoyed we spent some time with the earth, but I think I'm also going to try that calling the earth energy to me grounding.
And please let me know, actually. I'm very curious on how that works for you, because I haven't done that in years. But you can do it with any element. Any element.
Well, absolutely. I can imagine, because
windy day. Literally,
right. Oh, and I've done it with water, just calling that emotions of cleansing, cleansing emotion
imagine
stuff to me.
Calling the wind and being like, "Wind, come to me."
And then all of a sudden your hair's like.
I know, right? And it's like, oh god, this is a fucking movie.
Yeah, you're like, I am Kavoth. Sorry.
But anyway, give us some ideas in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're at 51 subscribers now. Wouldn't it be fucking awesome if we reached 120 at the end of the year? I don't know why that number just popped into my head.
It's a great number.
120. That'd be fucking awesome.
So like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, because all of the interaction helps, as well as helping. Thank you, Melissa, for helping us to make a better show.
Yes, she's our patron.
Yes, we appreciate her so much.
She's been our patron since day one.
She has. She found out and she signed up.
She immediately signed up.
Much appreciated.
Follow us on Twitter at Classiest Witches, and we're on Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot. Thanks.
Thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell. Bye.